Hi everyone, welcome back. This is my first project for Kitaholic Kits for the month of April. As usual, I am starting with a project life layout, and as usual, I have already chosen my cards because that process stresses me out when I have to do it on camera. So I'm starting with my title card. This here is week 8, and I decided to break up that bright flowery title card by cutting these strips of paper to add my week sticker and my dates too. I really like how it breaks up, and on the opposite side to this spread, which will be an exclusive for Kitaholic Kits subbies, you will see how I repeat that element on the other side. Anyway, moving on. This is going to be, I just used a little item for my stash, little label for my stash to put the date on. And then I'm using these numbers and also the alphas from my stash. They're very, very old and not very sticky. So I have to add some glue to them. But I'm basically just putting down week 8. I'm using the little puffy stickers for the numbers. And then you'll see I think they're potentially simple stories. Not sure. These ones here. So I'm using those for my week title. Oh, sorry, they're snap. I can see it right there. So I'm adding those, but yeah, I've had these items in my stash for a long time, so they have definitely lost their stickiness. So I'm definitely needing to use some extra glue to help these stay in place. Now, one thing that you might notice with this layout is that I have not really cut out much. Towards the end, I have cut out a little bit of my journaling, and here and there I cut out me just drawing lines. But you are just sort of seeing this happen in real time. This came together very, very quickly. And when that sort of happens, when I don't and ah and stress too much, I tend to sort of just put the whole process in so you can kind of see how it gets together. How it comes together, I should say. I love that 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I am going to definitely use that a lot more going forward. And my little repeated element here is I'm going on basically every card that I sort of decorate, I'm going to add a little phrase sticker and these little golden sprigs. Now, those are from Jen Hadfield, and I love them. I have actually previously had them, and I bought them from the Kitaholic Kits store, and I used them all up. So when I got them in this month's kit, I was so excited to have some more. And surprise, surprise, I used them all up in this all of these projects, which makes me a little sad, but I do love how they look, and I love the splash of gold that they give. Now, as you watch me get this layout completed, I will have a chat to you. Oh, here's one of the times when I just sort of disappeared because I had to check what my date was. Anyway, there's my date stamp. So I'll just have a chat to you about what I did this week. This was actually a super quiet week in my project life because I really didn't take many photos. I think I took like 2 photos because I was a bit unwell this week. So a lot of these photos are actually from either the week before that I missed and I couldn't put in the lab because the week before was really busy, or same thing for the week after. So week 7 and week 9 were both very, very busy and I took a lot of photos, but week 8 I took none. So I thought, stuff it. I'm just going to take some photos from alternative weeks and I'm just going to add them into here, and I'll document the little stories of the week. So basically, the photo of the book, the Severed Thread, that was, I believe, from the week before. Yes, it was. That was from the week before. The photo of that beach was from the week after. And it was only the photo of the doggy was from the week before. And so my coffee cup is actually from that week. And the screenshot of our work social media is also from this week, but I just took it because I thought it looked pretty, and then I was like, I need some photos. Why don't I just do this? Because I basically did a thing in my work social media where I made sure that it's all balanced and with photos of all the office team. And so I really liked that, and I printed that out, and then I stuck it on the back of another card, and that's how it kind of came to be. Now, I put those little gold leaves at the top. I don't like where they go, so I do pretty soon move them down to the bottom, so they are with that little tiny phrase sticker. And then I add like a little dash border just to make it look interesting, I guess. That photo of the beach, it was me having lunch with a friend. There's not much journaling involved, so I actually don't add much journaling to that particular photo. And the same goes for the little screenshot there that I'm working on now. I don't actually add any journaling because the phrase sticker that says favorite people kind of summed it all up for me. And I was like, favorites. And I was like, yep, these are some of my favorite people. That's enough. That's all I need. So I do add some journaling. The main bulk of my journaling is actually about that book, The Severed Thread, because that is the sequel of a book that I read last year that kind of kickstarted my love for reading last year. And I got it pretty much exactly a year after, I think to the day, a year after I got the original. And so it was kind of fun to document that. So most of my journaling is actually about that book. And then I also do a little bit of journaling of my doggy giving me cuddles in bed when I wasn't feeling too well. And so I'm going to be working on that here. I'm just pulling some labels from my stash. And then the last little bit of journaling is just about my coffee mug, because it's an iced coffee mug and it changes color in the sunlight. So when you're indoors, it's clear, but because the iced coffee, you don't want the iced coffee to get warm, when it's in sunlight, it goes more opaque and like a darker purple color, which I thought was really cool. And I was like, yep, okay, I'll document that. That sounds fun. And yeah, so I'm just continuing working on my cards. I'm adding these little gold sprigs where I can, just because I quite like how they look. They're just like a little bit of interest, I guess. Moving on now to the last card, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add the other part of that label, which I've already added on the photo of my doggy. I'm going to have that enjoy life overlap to the card next to it, because I like how it kind of then says enjoy life, the good life. I thought, nifty. There's no real reason other than I thought that it made sense. I'm going to add a little border around this card because otherwise I felt like it was a little bit plain. And then just adding like a tiny doodly border, I feel like can make a big difference. And when that is done, I am going to, what am I going to do next? Oh, this little phrase just kind of fell off and I don't remember doing it. Then I found it on my desk. So I was like, I'll just add it to the top there. So yeah. So I've done all my lines, as I've said many, many times before. I've been really enjoying adding lines to my journalings, which makes my journaling much neater. Then I'm going in and I wanted a little bit more blue in this layer, that little pop of blue, because there's obviously the blue from that beach photo, the blue from the screenshot, and there's a blue in the background of my photo of my book. So I'm going to add these little, I don't even know what material they are. They're like a matte kind of blue color. So they're not enamel, because enamel is usually like shiny, and these are matte. And I love them. They were so much fun, and they kind of look like bubbles floating in the air. I don't know. I'm tired. But I really like the texture and kind of the look of those little blue dotty dots. So I'm just sprinkling them all over the layout, and I do that with another layout as well. And I'm going to do my journaling, and this layout is going to be done. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I will see you all again next week for another Kitaholic Kits layout. And that one is going to be a 12 by 12, so a little bit different to this one. Thank you, guys. Bye.